located like 40 people with questions, and she stayed on and answered every single one of them. And I knew her heart, and I knew if I had that in my back pocket helping me, no chance I'm gonna succeed.
So, okay, so you guys are hearing this.
But I love what he said though, the fact that he was out and created 1,000 self-made millionaires. That's movement.
Movement.
That's what people want to be part of. I can do it. They want to be part of that.
So until you get them to believe that they can do it, all of these have to be checked. Okay? Psychologically, like in our brains, we do this. So the next one is the vehicle has to work. They have to believe now in the vehicle working. Okay? So what made you believe the vehicle works? What was it for you, Kathy?
Pretty much I kept on getting an email.
Mm-hmm.
And plugging into the community. But really the vehicle working is, I kept on seeing the emails coming in, that automation, and then I purchase. And I'm like, oh, that's how it works. And that person said, yep. I mean, I knew who that person was. I really didn't know them. I knew them through a farming community, but I was like, oh. She goes, yep, now I get to go visit my family for Christmas.
Wow.
So that for me, it sold me that the vehicle works. Because I knew that person. I didn't have to be sold too much.
So what was coming in all the time?
Emails, automation, emails.
It's all made there. All the money's made there. It's all made there. Okay. So on that, here's what I did too. The automation thing's just amazing, right? Like it is. You can like create an email and it can just keep working for you. So great. Okay, leverage. What I did every day, and she remembers this, I had like this, and we still have it somewhere. I had this like glass top table. I had my lights set up. You know how I am with all my crap. And you don't need it. Okay. So and every morning I just was, because I had trouble with consistency. Okay, and I would still say I do. But the thing is every day I was just like, you know what? Every day, if I had a best friend, or somebody I really liked, or somebody that I really cared about, I'd probably talk to them every day. That was just kind of how I felt about it, right? Like I just kind of had this like, I talk to the people I care about every day almost, So I was like, well, I'll just have a little conversation with them every day. So every day I would just shoot a little video that went to nobody but them. It didn't go on social media. And I also used this as a way of getting people in to my email list. Because I let them know, every day I'm going to send you a personal video that's going to help you. I'll let you know what's going on with me, behind the scenes, and we'll talk about these angles here in a minute. But every day, and you don't have to do it. It was a short little video. Like we're not talking about, sometimes it's just a couple minutes long and I just sent it. It was so simple. I would use Loom now. Then it kind of sucked because I had to go put it on YouTube and all this stuff. But I would just use Loom and I would sit down and I would just shoot a little video to it, but I would talk to them. I'd look right at them and it was in business. It was just like, you have a martial arts business. Like, let's not do this flyer thing. Like, how many flyers can you really hand out? And I just had this little conversation with them about like support. You talked about support questions. There's so many questions that have been answered inside the DGC. Right. You can go in there and you can just ask ChatGPT to go crazy in there, right? You can just select all with posts and just dump it in there and just say, what is it? I do this all the time. I go into the wins and I just highlight the whole page. I'll hit Command A or Control A on PC and I just copy it. I dump it in a Google Doc, export it as a PDF, stick it in there. What can I talk about? What's good here? You know marketing better than I do. What's good here? What's good here? Okay? And then you can have little conversations. Like think about it as and you're just talking to that one person. There's only one person on your email list. Okay?
I want to say something that you said that you guys every once in a while I would make a post in the community. Like the other day I said, what has been your biggest struggle, marketing or consistency? Why do you think I did that? Because I put all that on ChatGPT.
Oh.
Or I'll ask, what has been your wins? What would you like to see more of? Or why are you here? And I'll put all that in ChatGPT.
Yeah, and just
Use it. That's what the community's for. Get that data and put it in there.
Yeah. But what is the reason you use Loom video?
just because it's easy.
Connection. Impersonal. They want to.
Yeah, but I mean just Loom. Why don't you use like YouTube or something?
So here's why I use Loom, because I know when they open it, I emailed immediately when they open it. And I know how much they watched, and how many times they watched it.
Okay.
So if I create a video and it's like 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and they leave it 20 seconds, I'll go back and watch, like, what did I do at that point?
Yeah.
Was that a lot of so what's in
Yeah,
there
okay,
that I
okay.
could have done better, and it helps me become better. So
Exactly.
that's what I love.
Okay.
And here's how.
Data you get off of it.
Do you keep all those videos on the loom, like saved there, or do you have to have outside of the loom saved?
Everything's in Loom.
in loom, right? Okay. And then if you're sending a video to somebody, you just take the link to
Yep.
the video, or you actually take the
Just the link.
just the link?
I'll show you guys what I do, okay? Like, and I don't even think, I wasn't even thinking about anything she just said, and that's really great what you said, okay? But like, I just use Loom because I can press record, and when I get done, I have a link to share right away, and I'm done. Like, I don't have, there's no editing, there's no doing anything. You leave it? Oh.
But I love the data.
So, but yeah, there's the data, but then also, like, if you're trying to figure out your message, you'll probably get really good at it if you practice it every day. If you're just talking to them every day, and then I would just simply, like, as I was talking to them, I would just be asking for a reply. I'd ask them questions. I literally would just talk to them just like this. I'm like, how on earth can I help you if you don't ask me your questions? I know you have questions because you opened this email, you clicked on this video, and you're watching it. And I know you're watching it because you're replying back. You know, like, you're talking to me. I see you watching it. I see what's going on, right? Why wouldn't you? You're here to get help. What's going on? And this would give me, and then I can take those videos sometimes. I'm like, wow, that'd be a good, like, YouTube video. That'd be good. And it's just a nice little, you know, imagine I called you every day and I was just like, hey, what can I help you with? What's going on? What are you still struggling with? Okay?
Hi, Jack.
That is amazing.
So Mike, make sure I get this clear. So you would create that Loom video and you just send it out in your email list.
I treat my email
That's one person.
my best person is in there. That's the only person I'm talking to.
And the video, you do that every day? And you create a video with a different question, angle, or talk about the same
Yeah.
thing, but saying it a different way.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times there were just things that would be coming up in my head. I'd be thinking about in the shower when I'm like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with their, you know, process? Like, how can I help them? And the way I made my emails was like this. And the person I learned from, he, you know, very, very systems engineer type, you know, very like cut and dry, like really boring, you know, very straight, very direct, and very simple, less is more. And so the way I do it is, I was always like, okay, I gotta have a cool subject line that's gonna get the thing open. This is the first mission. Because I could have like my credit card number inside and tell them it's a spending spree, but if they don't open it, it don't matter, right? Like so, and then there's that little preview line, and I just wanted this to be like the headline, and then this was like the sub-headline, okay? And I had a lot of fun with this, and I didn't have ChatGPT at that time, so it was like, you know, you had to go look at headlines and Google headlines, and you know, but I would always have fun with this. I'm like, what if I seen this? You know, would it make me curious to open it? And I just played like a little game, you know. And then I would have, the way I set it up is I would have a very simple bit of text here, and then I had a link. Then I would screenshot the picture of the video where it had the play button on it. I would screenshot it, and I would just add a little picture in here. And then down here, I would say, here's what we're gonna talk about, and I'd have 3 bullet points, and I'd say, you better go check it out, and then I'd have a link, okay? Then I'd be like, all right, you know, you got this, Mike. And I always had a PS, and then it was like, make sure you're not one of those people that don't like go watch this or something. You know, I'd always like kind of tease them, you know.
And that link's the same.
When you get done with your pizza party, karate pizza party, you know, or whatever, okay, make sure you watch this or whatever. I'd kind of tease them. I'd have fun. I'd be fun with them.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing's worse than having a problem and then somebody's like ultra serious with you trying to help you with it. It's like, let's be lighthearted, right? And then I would always put a link here. So I had link here. I had a link here, and I would never have a link going to 2 different places.
So these are all links to the video?
All links to the same place, okay? Now, I'm gonna bring this home for you. This is not complicated what I'm showing you right here. Okay, it's not at all, especially with systems. Systems so simple for this. But here's the overarching thing. So this was always a hook, right? And then this is just a call to action to click the link, and they start to get used to it. And then I stopped doing it for a while to see like what would happen, just like because I was doing it all the time. They're like, "Where's the email?" Because one time I was trying to grow, and this guy said, I was horrible at growing my YouTube, my social medias, and he goes, I finally just went to the top 20 YouTube channels that were like what I wanted to be like, and I looked at their most popular videos, and he goes, I thought I was gonna get like banned from YouTube. He goes, I just copied, there was 20 channels, and he goes, I took the top 10 videos off each channel, so 200 videos, and he goes, I just literally did them verbatim. He goes, I copied the headline,
Wow.
I copied everything, and I just copied them. I did my version of that, right? And he goes, I started getting some traction. He goes, then my audience started going, man, you're just like my cup of coffee each day. And he's like, I just wanted to start, I wanted to be their cup of coffee each day. I was like, oh, I'll do that with email. So I would create this video, I would take a picture of the video, and then I would link the video, so because they're gonna click on it. Like, I thought about it like, you know, like they would open it, and I wanted this to be so short that when they opened it, they didn't really have to move their thumb to see it. You know, like I wanted them to be able to see the picture, see all the links, see the PS from the hook to the start. So as they open it, it's like, okay, no work afterwards, just open it, and I would send it at 7:30 every morning, because that's when I was like looking at stuff. I was like, when do I look at stuff? So I would just set up every day at 7:30, or when I woke up, when I did it. Like if you look back at when you look at stuff, that's when you want to send it, because they're going to be like a lot like you. Okay, so this video, these links, okay, so this link, this link, this link, and this link, I was like, I don't want to send them out to, you know, social media land and get all distracted. So I just took a web page, and I just put whatever my topic was or whatever, I just put it up here, literally just one sentence. There was no fancy, just black text on a white background. I had that video right here, which with Loom, it just goes to Loom. You don't even got to worry about this, right? But this is what I did, okay? And I still do this still. I call it my value train thing. And then, because the reason why is I put a button underneath it where they could go buy. You know, it take you to the sales page. Loom, you can just put a button in the Loom, right? Like, so Loom's perfect. It's like, it took care of all this. But what I did is I would just constantly talk to them, and then the things that resonated, I knew resonated, because they'd reply, they'd you know, say stuff, you'd get reaction, you'd get feedback. And then I was like, okay, YouTube video. And I would expand on it, right? So again, remember how I talked about getting a bunch of videos, testing them, see which one's going? Mm-hmm. I played the science game on this. I was like, I'm just gonna do constant experiments, and if I mix these two colors together and it brings a color out that I like, I'm gonna keep doing that, right? So my process was, I would do some sort of input, I'd put it out there and let it process against the market. So I'd make an email, put it out there, it would process with the people, and I'd get some sort of output. If it was the output I liked, I'd keep doing more of it. If it wasn't, I would take that feedback right here, and I'd change the inputs, and I just kept it that simple. Just good old-fashioned scientific method, right? So, not to get like, hopefully you're not like, okay? But this right here is so, it got me so good at talking to them, and it got me being more relaxed to talk to them, okay? And it helped me practice my message, and it helped me practice my voice, and it helped me practice to be better at speaking, because speaking is the highest paying thing that you can do, okay? And it just made me so much better on social media. And then I could see where they were watching things. It just gave me all the stuff that I wanted to know. And I just did these different angles, and there was only about 5 things I ever talked about all the time, and I just recycled those things, okay? So, the vehicle, why it works, okay? What made you decide that this vehicle worked? Like, how did you know this was something that was good enough, this vehicle?
Me?
No, behind you.
Behind you.
Behind you, yeah, sorry.
I have the same answer as Matt.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was the same class, or Zoom call, but I felt that it was awesome when Michelle stayed on the call, and she kept saying, I need to get off here, I have an appointment at 4 o'clock.
Oh, and I missed
But
it,
she
yeah.
just stayed on the call and answered every question.
So support has been, it sounds like a big deal,
Yeah.
okay? How many of you have told that story? Good, good. Like the long call that you stayed on, okay? Okay. So you use that, because this has been mentioned several times. This is like the litmus test here, right? It's like, oh, this must be something, right? So let's talk about that. That'll help people know the vehicle works. Okay, outside of that, what is another thing that made you understand that the vehicle works? How did you know the vehicle worked?
The testimonies.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many.
Okay, so testimonials. Here's a little hack. Grab a testimonial. You can go into the community, grab a testimonial, highlight the whole, go to the wins, okay? Highlight the whole thing and say, how could I explain this testimonial so that my audience, you know, my ideal customer, it relates to them. And then you have a screenshot of it, okay? And you can just talk about it, right? You can hold it on your phone, you can have it on the computer screen. Okay, that's another thing I like about Loom too. You can just have it up on your screen and it'll record your screen too. But if you ask it, how can I do like a little mini case study on this headline or whatever, or on this win, okay? And then just just talk about it, okay? Just talk about it. What else? What made you believe that it worked?
It worked on me.
Okay? So just actual like,
I could see how it worked on me when I read the 5 days to 7 days profit. I saw exactly what he had done, and he did this on me. Oh.
so just actual you being bought in on it, like you're like, well, it's working on me, it's probably gonna work on someone else. Yeah, it's gonna get me. Okay? What about you? What?
Another perfect customer is me, it would work on me too.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. What made you believe that this was a good model, a good vehicle?
I mean, the testimonials, of course, I saw those. Like I saw those in the Facebook stories. Someone was posting the wins. I was like, oh, what's going on here? So that was that, like the 2 hour work, the structure, the training, the community, all the things.
So, go ahead.
I would like to add something, because when I started, which was earlier this year, February, March timeframe, you know, I had a quick win right away, and then I didn't. I was still learning. However, I was starting to follow people on TikTok, and not so much Facebook, but on TikTok. So I started following them, and they also commented. You know, I did the comment and following the thumbs up and things like that. So what changed for me in the past month is people that I started, and I joined their lives, or I was on the hallways watching it, and they may have had like 5 or 6 people, okay? Same person, doing the same thing, saying the same thing. That was only in March and April. And right now they've got 89, 126, 148. So they're not doing anything different except they're being very consistent. And I'm like, okay, what Michelle said in the beginning and what you're saying, that works. And then the automation is doing the work, the heavy lifting behind it.
So social proof was big.
Social proof.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
social proof. Okay. So how many of you this week have went over like you just the whole thing that you talked about on your video or on your live is like you just went over a bunch of like reviews and testimonials?
I do it a lot on my lives, testimonials, yeah.
You making some money too.
Yeah. I also like the fact that this is like, I felt like people could do this, like other people could do this, not just me. Like it's really simple,
model,
beginner friendly for people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Me believing they can do it is probably the biggest
yeah. Like it's kind of like, you know, you get like into an MLM and it's like you don't even want to tell your friend about it because you know it's probably not going to work for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah.
So, but this does. Okay. So they have to know that the vehicle works, and nothing proves that something works more than proof from like testimonial and review.
Right.
It's the easiest way to prove something works by showing it that it worked.
No.
Right? Oh, I can fly. I can fly. You could say that all day. You get the president of every country to tell your friend, yeah, he can fly, but you're still like, people can't fly. The best way to do it is just go outside and be like, watch, right? Like that's the best way. So in any case, what can you do to just prove it, like just flat out, like unmistakably, it's true. Okay? Testimonials. Just go get the reviews. I was talking about the girl that had the $1,500 while she was packing her house up. Okay, so then they have to know that something outside of them is not going to stop them. Okay, well, I believe I can do this, and I know it's a good mall, I know it's a good business, I know it's good, but my friends are probably gonna, make fun of me or something. So or I've got this job thing, and I just I got time, and I got 2 dogs, and friends, and I got all these activities that I do, all these things. How am I going to do all this? And so they have this they have this thing in their head that stops them. It's like an excuse. It's a reason why to not do it, right? So how did you know nothing outside of you was going to stop you?
It didn't really. I mean, and it has, like my business during tax season, right? It did stop me.
But you did it anyway.
But I did it anyway, yep, and I'm still doing it, and I'm here now. It's the belief and the want of wanting something more, wanting something better for my family,
Okay.
you know?
So what happens if you don't figure this out?
Then nothing changes and I stay right where I'm at.
Okay. What happens if you don't figure this out?
I don't figure this out.
What do you mean by
I'd
nothing?
love to.
What do you mean by nothing changes though? Is it like
Don't
what?
get out of debt, can't travel wherever I want.
And what happens if you don't get out of debt?
Not real happy.
What happens if you don't get to travel?
Not really happy.
Not happy, yeah.
Not happy?
You're not getting that time with your family, you're not making those memories, you're not.
You never cross that bridge.
Yeah. Regret,
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
No regrets.
I would say if I continue the way I was going, I was telling my parents, I'm gonna be a bit old lady. When I get older, if I don't make any changes in my life right now, I'm gonna be a bit old lady, so I feel sorry for you.
Oh, there you go.
And I also think
They're all the,
if you don't figure it out, because it works. If you don't figure it out, for me, I think my confidence might be chipped a little bit.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking, I know I can do this. I survived an organ transplant, a major one, and I know I can do this.
Mhm.
You can get through the worst of worst. But this is happy, I'm not going back there.
So what happens if you don't figure this out?
Well, in 6 months, I may not have a job, and I have to get another one. I don't want to do it.
Who wants to go to work and just joking?
I can make like
That's
a.
something I don't want her to do.
I know.
But you see, it's like it almost kind of feels like kind of icky when we even talk about it. Like,
Yes, very.
you know?
We did a video about what happens if you don't get a new job.
Yeah, like what happens if you, what's it gonna be like if you don't find something that is gonna get you this thing that you're trying to get? Like what are you gonna do? Are you gonna accept that?
No.
No.
Like what's that worth, you know?
I'm not willing to accept.
These are kind of, but you hear how I'm talking to you? This is how I talk on the video to them, like a friend, like somebody that really cares. It's just being just normal you know? But it's just asking those questions. But the reason I like this video here is, okay, how many of you, honestly, okay, when you wake up in the morning and between the time of you getting up, taking a shower, or whatever your little routine is, putting makeup on, doing all that stuff, how many of you watch a video or listen to something? Okay, see everybody here? What do you usually watch?
I usually listen to something inside of the community. A lot of times I'll listen to like a mindset piece or a video that maybe somebody's recommended, like a Tony Robbins thing, but usually it's something, sometimes Jen Stillion, within the community.
What about you? Did you raise your hand? That you did.
Me? I didn't raise my hand, but I always listen to something, but when I do, a lot of times it'll just be a spiritual message,
Mhm.
or spiritual music.
Okay.
Yeah, get started.
What about you, Don?
I usually just cruise in marketplace.
Okay.
For sale in my area that I might need.
Okay. What about you? Did you raise your hand?
I did. Truthfully, I get on and look at TikTok, see how many responses I got. And then sometimes I'll end up scrolling a little bit, and I'll go and look at I gotta get my notifications cleared off my Facebook, so it drives me nuts to have notifications on there. And then, I'm like, oh, shoot, I gotta get ready for work, and then I'll go listen to, anyways.
Okay.
Something else, or I'll listen to spiritual, and I'll just leadership training or something.
Does anybody got to drive in the morning on a regular basis? Yeah. What do you listen? Do you watch videos and stuff? Do you listen to things?
I listen to either your lessons or just creating, helping your algorithm see that I am busy on TikTok, so just listening to lives and somebody else's just, that's what I do when I drive. But in the morning when I wake up, I post my videos and stuff and then listen to something.
I drive a lot, and a lot of times I'll listen to the lessons that I've missed. Like if I'm with a client, and you probably notice Monday calls, I'm either in an office at a desk, and I got my thing going, or I'm in the car and I'm driving.
So what's interesting here is the theme that I seen. It had a lot to deal with like mindset. Seemed like
Yes.
in the morning. Yeah. How many of you listen to a ton of mindset around noon at dinner time? You're bogged down. You're dealing with things. Okay. So what would be a good one to go out in the morning? Something that helps them like maybe check in with themselves a little bit.
I read mindset stuff in the morning. I like to read.
Read? Okay. Yeah. So what's really neat about this and like giving and again, you don't have to do a video every day. I don't think it's that big a deal. You sit down and you talk, right? You're
Start once a week.
Yeah.
Doing it once a week.
Yeah, it's something. Just to me though, it's like when that guy said, I just be their cup of coffee each day. That made a lot of sense to me. Okay. We all have our cup of coffee each day. If it's not coffee, we all have our little something every day, right?
Routine.
And every morning when I go do my thing, I'm always listening to like something that I'm trying to figure out, right? I usually look up something that I'm trying to figure out, or that I'm trying to learn more about, or that I'm trying, sometimes like just anything where I'm like, all right, trying to figure this out, and I'll watch that and listen to that. It's very, very normal for me to do that. So when you do this though, you're constantly in front of them all the time. You're constantly in front of them. It's like Coca-Cola, right? There's like, if they could fit their name on it, it was going on it. Like all the time, everywhere, just all the time. Okay? They just built that like connection, that brand, that okay? So nothing outside of me. So how did you know, with as busy as you were, like how did you know this wasn't, that all that stuff wasn't gonna stop you from doing this?
The 2 hour work flow, like I had to make that work,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I would do my content on Sundays, and I would just plan things out. And I would do cut and paste in my, throughout the week, if I got an idea, I would do a cut and paste, and I would put it in, after I did it, put it into Words.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have the hashtags there and everything, the hook, whatever, copy paste.
So who thought that something would stop them? Who was worried about that? What were you worried about?
My own mind.
Your own mind stopping you?
Lack of self-confidence.
Mhm.
Self-worth.
100%, yeah. Anybody else had like when you were going to do it, were you thinking like,
My daughter,
what about that?
that they didn't want me to do it.
Why?
It might be a scam. It
Uh-huh.
probably is a scam.
So other people that care about you trying to,
Protect you.
what did you say? How did you overcome it?
I said, well, okay, because my daughter asked me not to spend any more money on it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, okay. So I would secretly go and watch the Zoom meetings
And what were you looking for when you were doing that?
what was I looking for?
Yeah, like you'd watch the Zoom meeting, you weren't in yet. You were like, you were thinking about doing it, that your daughters didn't want you to
No,
spend
I
money?
was in.
Okay, this is before you got in though. Your daughters didn't want you to do it?
No, they didn't know about it before
They
that.
didn't know? Okay. So, but while you were in it, they were like, I don't know about this, Mom. Like,
No, they didn't say that. They said, don't do it, it's a scam.
okay. And
But you
how
already spent the money.
how did you
But I just had the 300 and
Mhm.
I was communicating with the person about upgrading.
Mhm.
So my daughter was like, don't spend any more.
Got it. And what was it that you internally like said to yourself? Like, what made you do it anyway?
Do what anyway?
Like, you upgraded and you're here.
No, I did not spend any more money yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're here though, this time you come here.
No,
So
but
what made
go
you-
ahead with where you're at. Right where you're at. Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
So when I saw that my daughters were both struggling financially, living paycheck to paycheck, I said, I don't care what they say, I have to do this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we have to like, we have to talk. They have these things. Tell me, she's the only one in here that had somebody trying to, or something outside of you wasn't stopping you. What?
My family did the same thing, they came and said, this is a scam, and I said, look at me and tell me that I haven't changed, and they said, oh, yeah, we see that you have changed.
So what would you, if somebody right now is feeling the same way that you were feeling then when they were telling you this stuff, knowing what you know now, what would you say to them?
That you can do this and that you can show to your family that you can change.
So, okay, so
Because
what,
I hurt them and now I wasn't hurting them anymore.
okay, so you would say that like, the change isn't always just like so.
Oh, yeah, the change isn't always about money, the change could be about how you grow and be the person you're supposed to be and be who you are,
Mhm.
instead of hiding under a rock.
Okay. So, how many of you have done a video that is, you send out to the email or you're talking to your people about that? About, there's these things that are stopping you, Somebody might be talking to you in your ear. Maybe it's your kids, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your friends, co-workers, maybe you're worried about this, worried about that.
Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's you, okay? What are you gonna do about that? What are you gonna do about that? Like, this is what I say to them. Like, what are you gonna do about that? Are you gonna let something like that stop you? If it doesn't work out, is that it for you? Or are you just squashed? It's not worth the try? Because how many of you, when you were gonna do this and get into this, there was this thing where you were thinking, I don't know, I have a lot going on, I have these things happening, right? Like, and it was an evaluation. You were like, should I do this? Can I do this? Okay? I mean, did you get?
I was worried about failing again because I tried other programs and hadn't had very much success.
Mm-hmm.
So I was actually afraid to spend more money and get into something again that honestly I wasn't gonna follow through with.
Okay.
That's-
So far, we've had a few things that we talked about, but a lot of it not, that we talked to our people about, right? And these are the things that really truly matter. Like they really do, okay? So, being able to talk to them, first off, how many people think that, like, creating a little Loom video that nobody sees but your audience, your list, okay? How many of you feel like that would be too hard to do?
It's very easy, actually. I create videos every day for my community.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I have like a little free competition thing inside of
Mhm.
it, and I just do a quick 3-minute video and then upload it the next day.
It's easy.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Now that I figured it out today.
Yeah.
I
So-
but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Logan will show you. He
Yeah.
helped me.
Loom is so easy, and it's like so inexpensive. It's so simple. So you do a video and you do a video too. What kind of feedback do you get?
Well, I haven't been posting it as just a Loom. I've been uploading it to YouTube and doing it listed, so I never know if people are actually watching or not. I do ask my community what do they want to see more of, so based off of that is what I create for them. And then I do get some because like the other day, even though I've been here, I've created all my videos beforehand, so I can still put them in my community. And, the one day I didn't have a video in the, like, when you posted inside of the community section, and one guy said, where's the video at? And I'm like, well, it's in the course, because it's, the pocket coaching is in the course, and I'm not here, but I'll get to it, you know, so they're still paying attention, you know?
Yeah. So, how does it help you when you do a video every day? Like it helps you communicate it better, huh?
Yeah.
It really truly does.
Your perfect customer needs.
So you see, like when Michelle every day does a video. First thing she does when she wakes up, every single day, and it goes to the community, like the 90-day run. As soon as one gets done, another one starts. Okay. Why does she do that? Who watches them, first of all? Okay. Do you guys
Most
make
of
a
them.
point to watch them?
Multiple times.
Should she stop doing them?
No. Sorry.
Why?
Because they're valuable.
They're
Why? Like, what do you mean?
It gives me information that I need to get better.
Keeps me motivated.
Yeah.
Exactly, bite
Plan for a day.
It's a drip into my mind that I can hear and that I can handle in the moment.
I'm not sitting down for an hour.
It drives action as well.
Yeah.
It drives
I
what?
see your body working like we could do
It drives
that, right?
what?
Action.
Look at him, he's like, hello, are you listening to yourself?
Inspires action.
You all need
Yeah.
communities.
Hello, are you listening to
But
yourself?
just a Loom video to your list.
You can do a little video, yeah, you can do a video through your
Or,
email list
you
every
know.
day.
Like, just I
Every
mean,
day.
you know, look at the reaction.
I could recreate her Loom video and send it to my list.
You could do that in practice. I would easily. But think about that, like look what it's done to you. Like, it was a resounding don't stop. It helps you, motivates me, drives action, helps me get through things. All the stuff that has to happen for somebody to buy. And it's easy. It's simple.
Yeah.
Bite size.
Because then I don't feel like I'm sitting all day trying to pay attention.
Yeah, 2-hour plane ride, I had plenty of time to pay attention.
Yeah, but I mean, I can do it while I'm
So there's a
doing
place for
dishes
that,
and
too.
breakfast.
So just, I want you to think about, like, you could just easily talk about these things, that easy, that simple, to them, and have a great little conversation, and be their cup of coffee, say. And through that, you're gonna find, like, I'm sure Michelle knows, just, like, how many times, Mo, when you're doing your 90-day run, you're doing the call every single day, how many, by the end of the 90 days or whatever, how many times are you like, all right, these topics that I did, you know, day 22 and 38 and 14, these were like, you noticed a big like change, feedback difference. Do you ever get that? Like when you send out the 90-day call, some of them get like a lot of engagement or a lot of like impact,
100%.
like more than the others sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
What
that's
would
one I know I need to lean more in on.
Yeah.
That's
So-
the gap. That's the gap I need to fill.
Yeah. So instead of like guessing,
Yep.
right?
Wait,
Mm.
say that again, so which is the?
So like the other day when I did the one, over the formula, and then when I did that one over the formula, like it was like 200-300 comments.
So
So I'm
you
like,
need to lean
they
more
need
into that one?
more of that, so I need to go deeper with that.
And what's something that you could do with
So
that?
if you don't get content.
Take the video, transcribe it, transcribe the post,
Right.
transcribe
I know
the
it's like
questions and
this,
engagement, all that.
about
How do I make,
Answer them.
yeah, how do I make 10 more videos like this that are all different, but they're all doing the same thing? They're all saying the same thing. You know what I mean?
It's like, why is this so simple when you explain it to us?
What?
Yeah, my brain does not seem to
It's
work
like
that way.
it's so simple when you guys are talking about this, and then yet it's like
It doesn't
it's
seem my
not.
brain knows.
It's just reps. It's a reps thing. You just got to get, you know, this is why this is why we do this stuff. I mean, it is. There's something that happens when you get out of your normal environment and you're in a place where everybody in here is kind of geared towards the same idea. We're all trying to like grow our business and figure this out. So, you know, we have like this collective mind happening in here. And sometimes this is why coaching and masterminds and things like this are imperative unless you want it to take forever and be harder and, you know, okay? So it's not these big booms that make the big change. It's just a little simple adjustment thing. So this is exactly what I would do too. It's like I would send out all these videos, and I knew when I'd get feedback back, I was like, that's the YouTube video I'm gonna make now because, and I didn't have ChatGPT, so I had to like go out and like I said, I'd always Google what are the top headlines that always work, and then I'd have to like work with that and sit there and have to try to I'd have to actually use my head, And now she could take that post and every type of engagement, all of it, stick it in there and say, how can I create 10 YouTube videos about this, or TikToks or whatever, right? And you know that it's going to hit. You know that it's going to work. Alex Hermosi, one time, he said that every day he just tweets, stuff out, whatever. And he goes, at the end of the month, I'll go back and whichever tweets got the most engagement, I turn those into videos. It's like, cast all these things out there, which one caught, okay, put that one over here, we'll keep using that one, right?
So,
It's like
something's not connection here for me, so I gotta clarify. So you did, Michelle, the video in our community on the formula, the KLTs that we talked about, and you got 300 comments on it. You're saying take that, and that's in our community that people already bought, and put in ChatGPT and make that as videos out on TikTok for the awareness stage or
Yeah, you can
whatever,
learn
do
so
that.
much, yeah.
Okay.
It's pure, raw, true data. It's,
So like, for example, obviously that, they needed that,
Yeah.
right? So if they needed it, don't you think your potential customers might need it?
Right. Well, I did it. I took that and I put it in my
Yes.
ChatGPT 2 and created a help with the 30-day content, and I used that formula
There you
and
go.
said, I want videos with the know, like, trust formula,
Yep.
the CTA, here's my hashtags, and it spit out.
Yeah. And so, but that's the video that you also create.
Right,
That
but I,
this is the formula that we are learning inside the program, and you talk about the know what trust formula,
yeah.
and you let them know what they're getting in the program. Yeah.
okay,
How it
so
works,
so one thing that you can do, and I'm not gonna drag you through all this, but they're called copy angles, or in other words, speaking angles, or in other words, exactly what you're doing all the time, okay? Which is speaking, creating content. There's the escape pain, break free. Tired of trading time for money? As simple as it may be, you can do this, and then you can take this headline and make 200 of them different than this, but making this same point. When we did that, Harold, we looked, like I said, you're gonna have about 5 main topics. This is like the topic, okay? This is the topic. Your audience is stuck, offer a way out. It's real simple, okay? You're stuck, here's a way out. It's so simple, okay? All you have, this is an angle that you can use all the time. So you might have, like I said, 5 topics that you always talk about in awareness. What's one topic in awareness? You're trading time for money. That's one topic. Now we can take that trading time for money and we can run it against these 10 different angles that are proven angles for like 100 years or more.
How do we get that?
Just type in what are the top 10 proven copy angles. And I just put you'll see a spinnerbait in there. Every fishing store sells a spinnerbait. You'll see a spinnerbait in there. Every fishing store sells a spinnerbait. Every fishing store sells a rubber worm. Right? Why? There's crankbaits, spinnerbaits, and worms, and then just a hook with a real worm on it. Right? These have been working forever. Right? What? You don't ever see anything different. They just make them different colors, different sizes, packs of 3. Right? Same thing. Same exact thing. Okay? Tennis shoes have looked the same forever. Okay? Right? High top, low top. Okay? They found these 5 core things that work, and then they use it per where we're at. Okay? You don't wear scuba gear to go bicycling. You use scuba gear in the water. Okay? You don't talk about, this stuff down here until, this up here, right? They don't want to compare anything. What are you even talking about? I don't even want to know about that. You're comparing things? Okay? So you gotta just use the secret or hidden truth. The one thing 99% of online business owners are doing wrong. How many people always want to know what they're doing wrong? I can't tell you how many people today.
Everybody has their own.
Can I talk to you for 5 minutes? I just want to know what I'm doing wrong.
Mhm.
How many of you have done a post about what what people are doing wrong to change their income? Anybody ever done that one?
Yeah, I'm working overtime. I know, three things you're doing wrong in your business.
Okay.
Or, you know, three things that will not work in digital marketing.
So we've never done a video like what a lot of people that want to quit their job, or what a lot of people that are making kids. I wish we could get more Christmas presents, kids. I wish we could get more Christmas presents next year. What are these people doing wrong so that you don't make that mistake? In this video, I'm going to show you.
Is that still, I'm sorry, is that still the awareness?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All of those are still.
they're not even aware what they're doing wrong.
Okay, that's right.
Okay. Okay. What about how do we use that same angle in the how it works thing? Okay.
That would be more like what I did.
Mhm.
What are you doing wrong in business?
Yeah.
Well, like, you know, you don't have time to get a second job, but you have time to work 2 hours a day.
So that's awareness.
Oh.
That's awareness. Okay. Now they're aware that there's a different way to make money other than the model that they got sold on, which is time for dollars, right?
Working for somebody else.
Get a good job, go to school, get a good job, ride the ladder, retire a 401k with 500,000 in it, okay? Which won't even do anything for you now, okay? So that now they're aware that, okay, there's a better model out there. Now they're like, all right, well, how's this thing work? Okay? But we're going to use the hidden truth or the secret or the FOMO or the, this is the, again, what we're doing wrong and how to face it. Okay? How would you use that here?
Here's what the 1% are doing to never have to decide how many Christmas presents to get for their kids.
Okay? Awareness.
That's awareness again?
They already know they have a problem. Okay.
So you're working 8 hours a day, but let me show you how you can work 2 hours a day. This is what you do in your 2 hours.
There you go. There you go.
Okay, one more time.
Okay, there you go. No, but see, so the difference is this. One of them is helping them realize that, make them aware that they're in the wrong model. Okay? That they're, and again, the only person that's going to be able to hear you, the only person that would ever hear you is the person that wants what? Two things. Time out. Okay, so this person's already wanting these things. They already want it. You don't have to convince them. Nobody had to convince you guys to want more time and money. Okay. So once they become aware that the reason they don't have more time and money, once they become aware of the fact that they're just in the wrong model, they're just in the wrong system. Like Warren Buffett said, I went to school with a guy, he was so smart, he was better than me at everything. He was intelligent, better looking, he was better charisma, everything. He went off and he only made $200 million. He said he only went off and made $200. He got into the steel business and started a big steel business. Now he goes, that's not bad money. He goes, but I made $100 billion. He goes, and he worked so much harder than me. He goes, so the big problem is, no matter how hard you can paddle your butt off. If you're in the wrong boat,
Right.
it don't matter.
Right.
Okay? It don't matter. So, so these people are now aware they're in the wrong boat. Now the next thing they do, is they're like, well, how do I get in the other boat? Okay? So now, if we're doing this angle, okay? Nobody? What would you do? No? We're right here. They just go, their eyes are open. They're like, oh, I'm in the wrong model. What's your next question?
What do I do next?
How do I get into the other boat? Okay? Here's what people that have problems with having more time and money, here's what they're doing wrong and why they can't find the right model. Okay? That's the content. Hey, you realize right now that the model you're in is not going to do it for you, right? It's not, because if this doesn't work, okay, which feels icky to talk about, right? It does. If this doesn't work, you have to do what? Get another consultant, another time, okay? You're like,
Look at the face.
Just the thought of it is miserable, right? Okay, so
That's the decision stage?
No.
No. I'm just talking to you right now. Okay, I'm just talking to you right now. So, what would you watch a video? Okay, would you watch a video? And I know it's kind of biased in this situation, it's tough. Okay, but would you watch a video if it was like, hey, if you're right now trading time for dollars, you can't do the things with your kids that you want to do, and it's driving you nuts, but you just can't figure out, like, what am I doing wrong that I don't find this other model that works? In this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that 99% of people do wrong when it comes to getting out of that situation. Because they already know they're in the situation now.
Right.
Now this is the path. How do I solve it? Okay? How do I solve it? So, because here's what happens. They realize they're in this wrong business model or this wrong system that doesn't pay them right. Then they go, well, how do I get out of it? And somebody out there shows them. What you gotta do is you gotta get into a thing that doesn't trade the time for dollars and still pays you more, right? Gives you leverage, okay? Then they watch a video that shows them that they can post content, they can have a business model pre-made for them, it's ready to go, 2 hours a day, post content, stays out there working. Now, they go, okay, I see how this whole online business thing works, now I need to get one.
Is that still?
Then, hold on, then they come here, they're like, let me go look at what I can do. Let me go look at the options that I have. Okay, and as they're looking at options, okay, what do you do when you find out, okay, I need to get a new lawnmower, okay? You go out and you're like, well, let's see all the lawnmowers that are available, and then you read the what? Right? You go to buy a new something from Amazon, okay? You go to buy a new camera. Okay, you go to buy a new one of these stands or whatever. What do? You how many of them do you look at first of all before you buy one? Too many. And when you look at them, what are some of the signs that tell you I should buy this?
How many people have bought it?
How many people are buying?
Or frequently returns, keep scrolling.
Okay. Okay.
How many good reviews?
Reviews.
How many stars?
How many people bought it? Okay. How many people bought it? So what would this be for us?
50,000 people in our
Okay, bing. Reviews. You look at the reviews. What would this be for us?
Testimonials.
Win section, social proof. Okay. Okay. You see this? So and then the comparison, right? So before you guys got into this business, this was the only thing you looked at?
No. Well, this is the only online thing I looked at.
Okay.
This is the only one Michelle's in.
Okay. But you see what I'm saying? Everybody had looked at things. Well, what if I did all the work for you? You know what? I know you're looking for a new tripod, all right? I went out and reviewed all of them. And I looked at all the reviews for you. I picked out the pros and the cons. This is what Amazon's doing for you, by the way.
Yeah.
They did it for you already. It's easy. Just go there. All the reviews are there. Everything's there. And you buy it. Like that. Okay? Do you see this cycle? And then you get in it, and when it works, what do? Or when it works, what do other people see?
Well,
They see you being more successful. They see your life upgrading. They see, okay? And then you talk about it, because that's naturally what happens. So that gets more people on the top of here. They see you changing. They see it. You don't tell them. Okay? So many times they're like, oh, I love you're in a new place, new background. Tell me right now, for real, when you see different backgrounds all the time in the videos, that doesn't give you a little pump up, a little bit like, all right. It does me.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till in 2 weeks.
So,
I go down on the dock and do the stuff on the dock, so
But-
you
but-
can see the lake behind me.
but you're
That's
doing
what
that.
I
You
want.
because of what you're doing, your background is changing.
Yeah. Right. And I'm getting more engagement because I did that.
Hmm.
I like it.
Okay,
Slowly.
so this is what happens. If it does good, it goes here, and you get more social proof. And then other people start advocating and talking about you to other people. So now you're getting one drip. The people that are talking about that your customers now are like, oh, I got in with Matt. Guy helps me like crazy. All this stuff. They're talking about it now. Now more leverage. You did something once. And now this other thing's that. Then other people are talking to other people. Yeah? and then this goes faster. And it goes faster. The first million was so hard. The 5th million was in 3 months later. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Actually hitting 6 figures was harder than $1 million.
Yeah, okay, but yeah, it is. That's that initial hill.
It is, guys, seriously. Getting
Yeah.
that 6 figures is harder because you're creating the momentum. Once you hit 6 figures, you already got the momentum. You already got the email list. The million comes.
6 figures in this business, 111 people.
Say that again?
6 figures in this business is 111
Yeah.
people at the legacy or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So the food's here.
Oh yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
take a break?
Yeah.
Because it's like steak and shrimp and chicken, and I just
Yeah.
don't want the steak
Let
to
me
get
just say
overcooked.
this, and I'll be done.
No, I mean they have more questions
Yeah.
about the awareness. Can we just
Yeah.
take a
Yeah.
eat and then come back and you can
Let me just say this
land
one
the
thing
plane?
because it's in my head. Yes, 100%. Okay. All of these right here, all of these angles, and I think there's like 21 or something. Like I'm talking like proven, scientifically proven. Like these get used by copywriters. It is like it's like paint in a painter's paint box. Okay. Like these are the different colors that they use all the time to make any picture. Okay. This right here. The hidden truth, speed and ease, lazy wins. Launch your first digital product in 24 hours. What could it be here in defining the problem? Okay? You don't have to
Launch
answer.
your first online business in 24 hours, even if you've never sold anything online before.
Even if you're reading this from your cubicle. Okay? Okay? What about how to here?
It's a done for you business.
Okay? So in this one, speed and ease, in 5 steps and about 15 minutes, you're going to know exactly how to run an online business that can do 6 and 7 figures. Step 1.
That's good.
Okay? What about down here? Speed and ease. Okay? You're not going to have to spend another minute outside of this video that you're going to watch, okay? Because I did speed and ease. I gathered up all the things that you could possibly do that are even worth a crap. And I found the reviews for each of these and why they're good and why they're bad. And I found one that's better than all of them, and I'll show you why. Okay? Number 1. Okay? Speed and ease. I saved you time. Okay, I saved you time. I got the reviews. I did the work for you. I'm going to show you. That's how you use it. Okay? Authority proof based. Used by 12,000 course creators to earn 10 million without spending a dime on ads. Okay? Up here.
Okay, so it's,
Is it starting to make sense? I know you can't just like pop it, okay? But,
I know.
okay?
Everything for me is goes.
53,000 people can't be wrong.
Yes.
Okay, 53,000 people can't be wrong. And in that 53,000, somebody just like you is in there, and that's why I want you to watch this. Because they were sitting in the cubicle just like you are right now. They were talking to their consulting client just like you are right now. They were telling their daughter that they can't pick up the grandkids right now. They're just like, okay? But after you watch this video, okay? Now the how-to. How do you do this one for the how-to, okay? Used by 12,000. 53,000 people every day do these 3 things, and that's why their entire life is not like yours probably is right now, where you don't have time to do anything. You can't pick up the grandkids. I'm going to show you step 1. Halfway through, just in case you might want to know, there's a video down below that you can watch. Okay? I don't take any more time, but this is the point. I'm going to keep doing this, and this is all we do. We covered this.
In our folder or something.
Yeah, I'll put it in there. But this is, and then
That's what's important.
the cup of coffee, okay? And then through this, guess what's happening? They're falling in love with you. They're learning little quirks and kinks about you. There's no way that you could tell you could go through these things in these levels and not share something about you in your life. It's impossible. It's all you have to make example. So they'll learn your story without you even trying. And then guess what? If you do the same thing with a different headline, because I can take any of these, and I can take this right here, highlight it, put it down in ChatGPT and say, make 200 versions of this that are completely different, but they all say the same thing. And then you just do it. That's it. And then you just master the mundane. And that's what it is.
I know, it's that second stage that I always
Yes,
get hung
it's
up on.
still,
It's just, what are the steps you got to take to get there? What are the steps?
Practice.
Oh man, my knee's bleeding. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna fix this? Get online, put a Band-Aid over it, wrap it with a rag and put tape over it so it doesn't fall off. You just hold pressure on it. These are the different things that you can do.
Disinfectant.
Here's why I would use a Band-Aid instead of just holding your hand on it. Okay? Oh, that worked. Hey man, oh, you bumped your knee too? Listen, I bought some Band-Aids, and now Band-Aids are selling like crazy. You use them again, your friends use them, they come over asking for them, you advocate for them. I mean, this is what happens. And that's all it is. These 3 stages. And the more you talk to somebody, the more you start to connect with them. The more you hang out with somebody that you've never hung out with before, you have a different feeling with them. Look how much different our connection is here. From being on the screen just to this.
Yeah, totally different.
And this hasn't even been a lot of times. And look how deep it is. Why? Why is it? Because it's advantageous for both of us. We're all learning from each other. You're helping me take time, not have to take so much time. You're saving me from misstepping. That's value. That's all you're doing for them. And eventually they're like, I'm doing this. I cannot not do this. I feel silly not doing this. Okay.